Hi, this is Sheila. Welcome back to the Painted Pig Studio. This installment will be about dyeing papers. So this is my way plus Edith's way from scrapbooking with me. She is the one that gave me the idea of just lining up a pan with some, I don't think she even put it in a pan, but using a brown paper bag, grocery bag to lay your papers on. And she uses inks primarily to dye hers with, and I'm using watercolor because I have a plenty of it, and that way I can sort of get the color I want, you know, play around with it until it's where I want it. Now this time I'm using yellow ochre and burnt sienna, and I think it's going to give me what I want for the Bettie journal. So this is that newsprint paper. Let's see how it takes the watercolor. And this is just a whole lot of water with about 4 to 5 squirts of yellow ochre and 1 good squirt of burnt sienna. And see, it's a pretty caramel color, which I think is going to look good with the vintage photos and the like. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And this is, you just stack them right on top of each other and just keep a brushing. And you can just get as sloppy and as wet with it as you want to. Okay, and while I'm up to this point, I don't think I pulled any doilies. Let me get some doilies and a couple other things. Okay, sorry about that. Now, I got some of these at the thrift store the other day. Not that I got a great price or anything, but they were doilies that in a design I didn't have. And, well, I still got a pretty good price. I'm going to try to keep this as straightened out as possible. Okay. And another sheet on top of that. This is parchment. Or did I already say that? Try to use several different types. Okay. And I'm here. I'm going to lay this stencil and we'll see what we get. Now let me look and see if we've got color on the other side. Yeah. Sometimes with the thicker stuff, I do it on one side and then turn it over and do it again. And probably do that with this. Just got to be careful. You don't want to tear it. So, now I'm filming this on Saturday. And on this day, I don't know what the date is, I had a successful attempt at using an instant pot. We were successful. We did like pork carnitas. Well, it's chalupas actually, so it's a little bit different, but it turned out really, 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 really well. Okay, here's a larger one. And I'm hoping that that's just one, but with these you never know. I'll lay that on there. Press it down a little bit. And I'm not a bit worried about if my hands get a little orangey. it'll wash right off. Okay, and now another, this will be our first sheet of copy paper. I think that's 2 sheets. Well, if it is, they sure don't want to come apart, so I'll go ahead and press that in and see what that does when I turn it over. But yeah, after I get all my pages colored, it's kind of hazy here. It's not real sunny, but it's fairly warm. I'm just going to set the whole thing out on the deck. I'm going to take the paper, the bag out of the pan, so air can get in there, and just set it out on the deck until I have to bring it in, and then bring it in here in the studio for the night, and they should be pretty dry in the morning. Now you can see a lighter application is going to give it a bit lighter color, and I like that variation when I'm doing journals. I like to see basically the same color but in different intensities. Is that right? Okay. I'm not sure which should be up. It matters. Sort of a honeycomb. Let's see what that does. But this is pretty quick, and you're not having to stand in front of the stove switching pans out. Don't care for that. Okay, can I get it, pick it up without tearing anything? Hopefully. Okay. And no matter how curious you are, you really need to let them stay put until they get dry, good and dry, because it'll keep them flatter, for one thing, and another thing, you risk tearing the paper. You really do, especially the more fragile, like the newsprint, and sometimes the envelopes as well. But like I said, it's quick and easy, and I don't know if I'm gonna put the cover video with this. Depends on how good I am. But yeah, I've got the cover partly done, and well, I've got the fabric cut out. I've got the heat and bond ironed onto it, and got the spine covering on the inside. I've got it done, and so it's ready to receive the cover, and then whatever I'm going to put the inside covers, whatever I'm going to do about those. And this brush, I couldn't tell you where I got it. No idea. It might be something to do with cooking. It could be something to do with makeup. But I've had it here in my studio. I never used it for whatever. But you can see it makes a neat pattern on there. So I want to do that with some of these. Got a large sheet here from a book of sheet music, table of contents, I believe, but I thought it looked neat, and I thought I would add it in, since I'm also going to be adding some of the sheet music. Okay, see, that's going to make a little bit of a pattern as well. I erased my brush marks, but that's okay. Okay. Ooh, I got a lot of brushing done. But that's one reason I use this big old honking brush. Is I can get a lot in it. I don't have to. And I can just swish, swish, swish and be done. Yeah. Just going to come down the side of that and leave it be. I try not to do any envelopes because a lot of times I just make the envelopes I use, but it will not hurt to give some of these a little bath. And caramel. They have a little bit of a grayish tone. So we'll see what that does. Well, I've got 3 here because I'm doing 3 signatures, so I might want to do one in each signature was my thinking. And so I'm going to kind of stick with that. I'm not going to do a 4th one. Very quick, very easy. I'm sold on it, is. Now, it does take a bit more patience. But then when you look at it, like, you get impatient, or I do, drying them in the oven as well. So, yeah, I'm going to try to just leave them and forget them. And when you take this paper bag out with its stack of papers, you can put another bag in right after it and do a different color. Yeah, that's something else Edith taught me. So, I'm not going to make her Maker of the Month again. She's already been once. But sometimes, well, I do watch her pretty much every day. So, I do get a lot from her. And, Aljon was another one I watched every day, but she's, as I might have explained in another video, she's not been doing videos for a while, but I think she's just about to start up, if not already. But now she does the crafting on a budget and journaling on a budget, so it's very much beginner level, and it's a variety of crafting for her craft videos. It's a variety of different crafting, but I still learn stuff. And the journal on a budget, and then she did the lap book after Nik the Booksmith, and then so I followed and made a lap book for my aunt following her. And now that was a lot of fun. If you've never made a lap book, you might want to try that. And if you don't know what one is, look back in my videos and you will see a year or 2 ago the lap book for Aunt Bettie. And I made that video just so she would know how to operate her journal. She doesn't live very close to me, so I mailed it. And I knew it would require some explanation. She told me that she had been journaling all her life, and I thought, oh, really, have you now? And she has a love of gospel music, and she and my uncle, who are in their 80s, travel, or at least before pre-COVID, they traveled to go to different concerts. I don't know how far across the country they've gone, but I know they've gone up to, it's a weird name, Susquehanna or something like that, for that one, and along the East Coast as well. And so I made it a travel-themed journal using photographs from her Facebook account. And she, by all accounts, loved it. And thinking she uses it. But of course, you know, they went the whole year without being able to travel. Now, my uncle has already had COVID. He had a hard time with it, but he did make it through. Praises. And he has, this is sick stuff right here. I don't know what it is. And, oh yes, I do. I think it's 90 pounds. But he's got his, they are vaccinated and ready to go. I think they're on a trip right now, as a matter of fact. And most of the journals I have made for people to give as gifts, I did according to their personality or their interests. And I've made several prayer journals. In another, it wasn't quite a travel journal because it included, well, yeah, I guess it was, because it was concerts she wanted to go to, state parks she wanted to go, or national parks she wanted to explore. Sip of water. So it fit her interest. And then I did one for a co-worker. The flip through is also in my videos, and it's the orange one. And she's a crafter, so I included in between each of the 3 signatures was a small signature of lined pages, captioned materials and projects. Ooh, that just bled right through. That may be interesting, though. Let's just leave it, but let's don't do another. So, from what I've heard, everyone that I've done, the owner is using it, is writing in it. So that answers, that pertains to a question someone in one of our Facebook groups asked. To people, what do people do with them after they're made? Now, I'll try to remember to link her below, but there's a YouTuber called Johanna Clow. I'm not sure. It's C-L-O-U-A-U-G-H. And she does videos specifically showing what she does with her journals. And they're basically junk scrapbook albums with journaling in them. Just what a junk journal really is. So she adds photographs. Hers, I don't know if it would be considered a flow journal. I don't know. But she just gets the basic done, and then she goes back when she's journaling and decorates and adds photographs. So not everybody does it like that. So, but I've got one that I made that I did similar to that. It's just a small one. And I made it like almost like a traveler's notebook. I didn't sew it in. And I've just completed one signature. I've got one other one that I can do. And it was quite a lot of fun because I started it the year before my grandson was born. Or maybe not a whole year before he was born. But, so, there's lots of him included in there. And little notes to him and things like that. That's something you could think about doing. Is writing letters or notes to a grandchild or a loved one. And including it with a memory or a photograph in your journal. the one I'm making with Edith, the March journal that I'm doing all the challenges for, will be mine. So I plan on using it, and it won't just be for March. That'll just be the jumping off point. Here's some more of that newsprint. Another doily. I think I'm going to put it on there first and then do this, see what that does. If we can get some interesting designs, prints, whatever. Okay. And do I have another stencil? This is pretty fragile. So I guess that's going to stay right there. Stuck to the doily. Let's see. Now I do have this. This usually makes a pretty cool design. And this right here, this really soaks it up. So we'll see what we come up with. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop the video now, and the next installment we will I'll show you how these came out, and we will sew our signatures in, because we ought to have the cover done inside and out by then. And I think I'm going to do a wraparound closure with a button and an elastic band and an eyelet. So that's been successful in the past. I think I'm going to do it again. So I will do the eyelet, the hole for the eyelet, and put the eyelet in before, well, after I get the cover and the outside and inside covers on. That's when I'll do that. No sweat. Okay. And also, now I'm using a good bit of this, but also I tried to, on the other ones that I've done, I had enough left to seal up and keep. So if I needed extra paper, I could, I already had the color mixed, and I didn't have to try to guess at the ratio to try to get it the same. Okay. So I'm just going to do one more, and then I'll shut her down, because this is yet a different sketch paper. It's a little bit heavier. I really love using this sketch paper, and the heavier one I probably got at Michael's, but they've got them at the Dollar Tree that are just fine for using in a journal. And this one I must have taken the ring binding or plastic binding off, so the holes would not be torn, which that gives it a good different look as well. Okay, so there we go. I hope that's helpful, and as usual, take care, stay well, hugs and kisses until we meet again. Bye bye.